Good morning out there in YouTube land. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate you sharing your Sunday with us. You know, everything you want to find out about the community, of course, is at www.unityofflagstaff.org. And you can also donate there. We appreciate your ongoing support of this community. And today, we're going to talk about, well, we're just going to talk, actually. So it'll be a little different. Yeah. And thank you for being with us. We're holding all of our brothers and sisters across the planet in light and in love and comfort and safety. And thank you for standing with us and seeing all of humankind blessed and safe. Thank you, my friends. Be sure and share this link. And of course, you can always go back and check out the older messages at youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. Blessings. Namaste. Good Sunday morning. Okay, that's first attempt. Yeah. Good Sunday morning. Thanks for being with us, and thank you out there on YouTube land. Everybody wave at the camera. Wave at the camera. Thank you for being here, YouTube landers. We appreciate you. I'm Reverend Penni. Honey, you've landed at Unity of Flagstaff. And as you are comfortable, will you please stand as we open with an original by Matt Devlin. Matt Devlin in the house.
Hey,
round of
good morning.
applause. We're going to do Get Real. You're going to support him on the course. So when Matt cues you and when you see the highlighted yellow words, those are yours.
Let's do that chorus twice to get started. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fists to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our life. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fists to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our life. And sometimes fear, it's like a ball and chain, keeps us in our place. But if we take a leap of faith It carries us away. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fears to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our light. And sometimes we get so low, sometimes get so high. Sometimes we can't see the road that's right before our eyes. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fears to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our life. Let's realize our life. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fears to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own life. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our life. Let's realize our life. Let's realize our life.
And yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you. And greet each other. Say good morning. Say good evening. Just say hello.
Keeps us in our place, and sometimes we feel so. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fears to the side. Let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get right, get right.
All right, class. Good morning again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just don't have any problem connecting, do we, with each other? And that is a joy to witness. So thank you. As I said earlier, you've landed at Unity of Flagstaff, and I'm Reverend Penni Honey, and it is my joy to serve here as the senior minister. That has nothing to do with my age. So thank you again for being with us. If you didn't receive any propaganda at the door, let me know, because I don't want you to get away from us that we can't stay in contact, because we love to stay connected. And anything you want to know about the ministry, you can find at www.unityofflagstaff.org. Yeah, everything you ever wanted to know is right there. I mean, that you want to know about the ministry. No guarantees on all that other stuff you want to know. Unity is founded on prayer. And there we go. Unity is founded on prayer. Yeah, thank you. And you know, I had a week this week that I was really grateful for that foundation. Yeah. So there's power in it. And there's power in us. So those of you who find that you need some comfort or support or even celebration, you know, you can get that by hooking up with one of our prayer team members. Raise your hands, those who are available to pray. You can also leave a prayer request in our prayer box right over here. Silent Unity, they were there this morning at 4:30 a.m. because I talked to them. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Boy, this is interesting. And you can request prayer at the center. All right, so just breathe for me, will you? Thank you. Yeah, there we go. See that power we have? Do you feel that? Your breath and your connection grounded me. We're doing it all the time. So we're going to do some prayer. This is not typical, by the way, for those who are new in the room. So we are opening. We are present. There is nowhere that we can be that the touch and the healing and the presence of Spirit is not. And we feel that connection strengthening and any separation melting away. For that, we are grateful. And so it is, and so we're just going to let it be. Greatest discovery on earth, waterproof mascara. As we do every week, we're going to open this celebration with the sharing of gratitudes and prayer requests. So if you have one of those, just raise your hand, and Dave, your host, will come around with a microphone. We appreciate you speaking into the microphone if you're comfortable doing that, because the folks on YouTube like to hear you.
Okay. I'll speak into the microphone.
Speak into the microphone.
I just want to pray that we can get through this whole kerfluffle out in the Mideast without killing anybody else. It's just horrible how many people have died because of, I don't know, because of what? It's not God, it's somebody else, something else. The devil, who knows? But it's evil, and I hope they can get through it without more death.
So Keith, I thank you. It's that elephant in the room, right? We're feeling that collectively as a humankind. So I just want you to breathe that in for a moment. And I want to remind us that in unity, we will stand in the truth that everyone involved is a divine child of Spirit. And that there is peace available and a spiritual solution present. And we stand with that and we affirm that. And as each one finds their expression of divinity, the separation melts. Hearts expand and minds open. This is who we are as a community. This is what we hold in consciousness. And for this, we are grateful. We are grateful. Say this with me. We are grateful.
I have a gratitude to share. My name's Kathy. I'm here from Virginia. I just spent 2 days in a high security prison working with inmates to help them get in touch with their divine nature despite crimes that they've committed and harm that they've done. They've been locked in shame for so many years. I talked with people who have been in solitary confinement for 10 years. It was an incredibly moving, powerful experience to be with them and to share love. So I just wanted to share my gratitude for that.
Kathy, we thank you for being that light, bringing to them and modeling for them what is already within them. And we may not see it in this moment. We may not see it in the next. But what we know is that changes hearts when people are reminded of their light. So thank you. And we send great blessings of healing for each and every one.
Yesterday, a group of us took a hike up onto a crater rim and to the lake below, and had an amazing view of the north side of the peaks, sans the millions of aspen peepers. We were able to see it though. And I am just so grateful for the place we live in, especially this time of year. It is just so colorful when you can get out. And there are still places to go where you can pretty much be at peace or just be with the small group that you're with. So I'm grateful for that.
Amen. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, lovely. And I love this time of year because it reminds us of the power of rest.
Rest, huh? I'm grateful for Bruce introducing us to this wonderful hike, and I ask for prayers for my legs.
You are strong, you are mighty. We affirm it with you now. You are. Yes, and every time our hearts, our eyes, our minds are opened, expanded into beauty, we are blessed, right? Yes. Yes, Laura.
I have a gratitude and a prayer. My gratitude is for my cousin Rick and his wife Cindy inviting us to Havasu to spend time with my Aunt Pat, whom we haven't seen since 2017, and a gratitude for Penni for stepping up in short notice to care for our kitties so we could go.
We are a full-service ministry.
Yes. And then this morning, on my way home from grocery shopping, I was turned away from a fatal accident on Townsend, Winona. And so I'm just saying prayers for the people involved and their families and for the emergency personnel.
We're grateful for those folks in our life that bring light and joy and allow us to celebrate and connect. And we see light and peace and comfort around those that may be hurting physically, emotionally, spiritually. And we keep affirming that God is in it. God is it. And so they are safe and healing. Okay, it's a race. Will Dave get there first? Will I get there first? It looks like Dave's in front, okay, and he's pulling out. Oh, and he arrives.
He got the jump on you. So I think I speak for our little family collectively, asking for prayers. We lost our mini pig, one of our mini pigs, earlier this week. And it was sudden. He was very young, and so we're just praying that he's no longer in pain, no longer suffering, and is doing all right wherever he's at. So I appreciate it.
What was Mini Pig's name?
Cosmo.
Cosmo. And it hurts when they leave us, doesn't it? When they leave the planet. It hurts. And we know that next transformation is a really cool, cool thing to be. And so we're celebrating that. So our hearts feel better in that. And we rest. We love them like family. Cosmo.
Good morning. I just want to share one of my dear friends has lost one of her dear friends in this human body experience. And it's interesting that I feel a part of that person's transition into the universal experience that they are now traveling on. But I would like to have some prayers for people that are grieving and the expression that comes along with that. So thank you.
So we see peace, and we see ease, and we see people feeling embraced in the light, and healing, and knowing that those that we love are never further than a thought or a prayer away. Never any further.
Well, it's me.
Ooh.
3 or 4 days ago, I pulled a dead elk off the interstate. And, I've done that for years now. As those poor animals get hit by cars, they do not comprehend how fast they're going. And I felt bad the whole day. I just feel sorry for those animals. In the past 2 weeks, I pulled 2 deer and 1 elk off the highway there. And I just figured people don't need to be driving by seeing that they might be the next fatality.
It's always good to be reminded of our mortality, isn't it? Yeah? And we are grateful for those beautiful, big beasts, these animals that walk our planet, and the teeny, teeny, tiny ones. Yeah. And it makes our hearts hurt. And we thank you for your service, Michael, of giving them this respectful way. Yeah, it hurts a little. It does. Susie?
I just want to express my gratitude for healing that's happening with my son that ripples across the entire family, creating even more healing in so many ways, and just the blessings and my daughter's union to her husband, and I'm just so grateful, and I wanted to express that.
We love gratitude, huh? Round of applause. We love gratitude. Yeah, thank you. We're celebrating all that with you. Lots of moments. Embrace everyone and be in gratitude, right? Anyone else? So, we just breathe into that for just a moment. All this that we've heard. Good news, some sad news, celebrations. It's all a part of what we are and how we express into the world. And we see spirit in all of it. And for that, we are grateful. And so it is. And now, deep breath. Let's do a deep breath. Get your feet on the floor. All right, come on now. We're going to come back in the room. Here we go. If you will recite this unity principle number 1 with me, I would appreciate it. There is only one presence and one power active as the universe and in my life, God, the good spirit, etc. Our own version, always. And now, Matt Devlin, if someone will be kind enough to get the lights for me, I would appreciate that. And Matt is going to do an original over the quiet roar as we prepare for meditation. Thank you.
In the early morning light, if I close my eyes and I listen out loud, I can hear the freeway moan a few blocks away from inside of my home. The city wakes up, good people chasing dreams. It's easy to get lost in these noisy scenes. But I can hear my baby sleeping soft and low over the quiet roar. And darling, do you recall the fire we started all those years ago? If we'd let it burn out of control, it'd be nothing but ashes now, dark and cold. The heart grows heavy, the skies get dark. But if we stand close, we feel love's spark. And I can hear my baby whisper soft and low over the quiet roar. Yeah, I can hear my baby whisper soft and low over the quiet roar. The sirens and demons get so damn loud, like the waves of the ocean, they drown me out. The clock on the wall, like a train on a track, heart attack, I go back, I let go. So I can hear my baby singing soft and low over the quiet roar. So I can hear my baby singing soft and low over the quiet roar. Well, I can hear my baby singing soft and low over the quiet roar. Over the quiet roar. Over the quiet roar. Over the quiet roar.
So we settle in. We recognize that quiet roar around us. Sometimes external, usually internal. So say hello to the roar. Welcome it in. Embrace it. It just wants to be loved. And it's resting on the shoulders of perfect stillness. And we feel that as we breathe. Deeply, we breathe. We are one. We are one. And through the noise and the words and the fear and the sadness, we are one. And from that place of oneness, we start to expand. Embracing and inviting all the love, all the light, every expression. And we see the joy and the light and the connection, and we feel the healing and the release of pain, and we experience it as one. We feel the heartbeat of the universe running through us, connecting us. And we rest here for a moment, acknowledging our connection, our knowing, our oneness. We rest right here in the silence. And in this space, we know the safety and the comfort of each other. And we take a deep breath and we expand that out into the world. Deep breath. Expanding into connection and oneness and light. And we breathe. And we know the breath of each one to be that of divine expression. And all embrace the oneness. And we are healed. So we come back now into this space. And we feel the release and the joy. And we allow Spirit to wash over us. Opening our minds, softening our hearts. And so it is. And so we let it be.
So Penni and I wrote a song this week, and we didn't really even get started till Tuesday night, and it was a busy week, so I need your help to get through this, because it's brand new. And Marcia's got something that's going to help me get through. She's going to lead us. When we get to the second half of the song, I need your help. You need to sing with me. Day I was 20, I was riding the tube. It was crowded, I was lonely, bored and bruised. Staring at a pretty girl I wish I knew. Was thinking to myself, maybe she's lonely too. An old man whispered in my ear, straight to my soul, it was loud and clear. If you wanna grow love, boy, plant a seed and feed what you love everything it needs. Gotta feed what you love everything it needs. Later I was older, trying to land again. It was 1 in a million, I was going big. And that old man's words in my head, and I dug me a hole, just like he said. And then the years roll by, I'm growing wise. It's crazy all the stupid things I survived. Ancient wisdom, brash and bold, and there's so much power in the thoughts we hold. There's so much power in the thoughts we hold. What's the attraction, anybody know? What's the attraction, anybody know? What you hold is what's foretold, and what you think is what you know, and what you plant, it starts to grow. Dig down deep in my soul. I gotta dig down deep in my soul. Well, now is later what I know foretold. I attracted myself to everything I own. The less I pushed, the less I pulled. I grew so tired of playing tug of war, and I find myself in control of the sacred soil of my soul. Ancient wisdom, brash and bold, so much power in the thoughts we hold. So much power in the thoughts we hold. What's the attraction, anybody know? What's the attraction, anybody know? And what you hold is what's foretold. What you think is what you know, and what you plant is what you sow. Gonna dig down deep in my soul. I gotta dig down deep in my soul. What's the attraction, anybody know? Come on now. What's the attraction, anybody know? What's the attraction, anybody know? What's the attraction, anybody know? Dig down deep. Gonna dig down deep. Gonna dig down deep. Gonna dig down deep. What's the attraction, anybody know? 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 Let's bring it down. Gonna dig down deep. Dig down deep. Gonna dig down deep. We're gonna dig down deep. What's the attraction, anybody know? Come on, dig down deep. Said, what's the attraction, anybody know? Gonna dig down deep. Said, what's the attraction, anybody know? Dig down deep. What's the attraction, anybody know? Dig down deep. Gonna dig down deep. Come on, dig down deep. What's the attraction, anybody know? What's the attraction, anybody know? Let's do a couple more of those. What's the attraction, anybody know? One more. What's the attraction, anybody know? Thank you, Marcia.
Yay, Matt. He thinks he's Billy Joel. I love that. Oh, Billy Joel ain't got nothing on him. Matt Devlin, right?
Thank you. And Penny, her ideas.
Yeah. All right, here we go. When was the last time you saw Penni sit down? I mean, literally. When I fell off the ladder. Yeah. So I thought it was really clever when that title came, What's the Attraction? After last week, when the title was God Doesn't Care, I got a lot of fan mail. There was conversation going on. God doesn't care. Who does she think she is? It was great. If we are here to do anything, it is to invite you to think. And as we learned a few weeks ago, everything that is even appears that it's coming from our heart is coming from our mind. It starts there physiologically. The amygdala. It only took me 2 weeks to practice that. And it starts there. So I thought it was clever. I thought, well, I got to come back around and I got to answer some of these questions and I need to make sure people feel complete. Because, you know, that's my job, is to make you complete. Not. Ask my 2 ex-husbands. So, not my job. Now I try to take it on sometimes, I understand that, but I put a lot on you guys last week when we were speaking about God not caring. God doesn't care. That came with a lot of responsibility. It came with a really heavy connection to what have I done? And I heard people shaming themselves. And I heard people arguing that that's just not true. And what I knew was they were thinking. And I'm not here to apologize for one thing that I said, by the way. But I did say that's on you. And then I kind of left it hanging out there for a week. And then things on the planet started happening. And I thought, how ridiculous that sounded. Really, how ridiculous it sounded for me to say, well, that's on them. We're responsible for the creation of our life experience. We are. And to find our way in the environment of good that is all around us. And God doesn't have an opinion about that. That's what I meant when I said God doesn't care. No opinion. There's no right. There's no wrong. There's no better. There's no worse. God is. And we manifest and create lives within that environment. That's what we do. No shaming, no blaming. I created that why. And it reminds me of a story. I had a friend who was diagnosed with cancer. And I remember driving him back from the diagnosis. And I was a good unity person, had been for years, and so was he. And I said, if one person walks up to me and says, how do you think you created this? I will punch them in the nose, and that will be a spiritual action. This gentleman came into the planet with a DNA that had cancer written all over it. His father died of cancer. His mother had cancer. His sister had cancer. His brother had cancer. There were only 5 people in the family. He came in with the propensity of cancer. And then the way that he tended to see the world was that it was difficult. And that it might be picking on you sometimes. And that, you know, it doles out favors. This universe does. And when you took those thoughts and you blended them with the DNA, the physical propensity that he came in, do you think there was a recipe for cancer there? Did he create the cancer? No. He did not create the cancer. But he did hold an environment that invited it in and let it flourish. By his own admission, I'm not telling stories that I don't have permission to share. And when we got a hold of that, when we were able to embrace that, we started to realize, what is that attraction that causes the thoughts that separate me from my divinity? What is that attraction? And now fast forward to the last 2 or 3 weeks. Did those people create that? Did any of those people that are suffering create the situation they are in the Middle East? I don't believe that they did. And I don't know that they can think their way out of it just yet. I think they're more worried about feeding their kids and getting them somewhere safe. But I think it's our work to hold that higher thought, to create a thought environment that will allow peace to grow there and everywhere. It seemed really trite to me to have a conversation about our little lives and about what we're trying to manifest, what we're trying to do, and I'm not dismissing it. But it's all relative, folks. And it's a heavy subject. And it's hard. Anybody have any heavy subjects or difficult places in your life? We get to have these experiences that we create. But we don't create all the cancer in the world, and we don't create all the bombs in the world. That happens, and I can't really explain all that, and I'm not going to try. If I could, I'd be at the UN probably, right? But what I can tell you about this room is this. We can hold a higher thought. Watch the conversations you're having around this. Remember that it's humankind that we're talking about here. And in your life, give yourself the same grace. In your life, when you start to use those spiritual tools as weapons against yourself, give yourself some grace around that. And it has to start right here. That has to start right here in this room, in these hearts, in these minds. What's the attraction to holding thoughts that separate us? Oh, I have all kinds of ideas about that. And I don't think any of them matter right now, honestly. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said this: your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. And when people across the planet are suffering, it is ours to hold the right hue of color. It's ours to see their souls and their lives in light. And I'm not saying that that's enough. I don't know what is ours to do yet. I can tell you that we've put a few things in place to support our community around this. We're going to do a prayer vigil on Tuesday. And I know that whole thing about, prayers and thoughts don't fix it. I don't have any proof that that's true. In fact, I have a lot of proof that prayers and thoughts fix things and heal things. And it's what we can do now. So on Tuesday between 10:30 and 4:30, we're going to be here. The sanctuary is going to be open, and we're going to hold harmony for all of humankind. Come in, don't come in, take quiet time in your own life. The point is, we can do that. That we can do. And in your life, when you bump up against something that seems absolutely impossible to overcome, you can do that. You can pray. You can hold a new thought. You can lift your consciousness. And you have a community of people that are here to support you in that. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts, it said. So we're doing these things. There's a Wednesday night potluck at Lev Shalom at the Jewish community. They're wanting to pull the community together. Come out, support that. And it's only our ego that thinks we have to do it all. It is not I, but it is the Christ consciousness. It is the divinity that I know of myself and others that does the work. So get off your high horse, Penni, and stop trying to figure out what you should do. What you should do. All week long, what should I do? What should I do? Where should I lead this community? And what should we be doing? It is not I, but it is the Christ consciousness within that does the work. And every time we think anything different, we get tired. We get aggravated. We get frustrated. We get disappointed, and we get discouraged. Because my little human self has lots of really great ideas. And I really do know what the attraction is. I know how to make this work. And that's not the Christ, that's not the divinity within me that's doing the work at that point. So I ask you to check in on that. As you feel that frustration of what is mine to do, how about this one? What is mine to believe? What is mine to know? Because there's a lot of information out there. There are so many sides to pick from, you can't even count them. That's not the place we're going to solve this from. What we can do is hold the thought of peace and harmony. And our feet will get the message of what is ours to do when we put that divinity first in that decision making and that awareness. Our feet will know. They're really good listeners, my feet, even as small as they are. In the Course in Miracles, it says this: there is nothing my holiness cannot do. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. In the Course in Miracles, it tells us that your holiness reverses all the laws in the world. I wonder if that works on speeding tickets. Through your holiness, it tells us the power of God is made available. And if you are holy, so is everything that God created. But only everything. That came out of my Course in Miracles circle. I am surrounded by brilliance. I am blessed. And then there's this prayer. I think I better do that later. Yeah, that's later. So, you notice I don't have my little notebook. Because as I was working on this, I thought, this is not a standard Sunday for me, and I'm not going to pretend that it is. I lost a really, really dear friend this week. And it was a long, long, long journey. And I'm feeling it. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you just think happy thoughts and everything's going to be okay. Because that's not how it feels to me. Now I know it will be okay. I have enough history to know it will be okay. But where in your life are you trying to just smear his spiritual principles over the top of like an everything bagel and act like there are no carbs in that bagel? Where are you trying to smear and cover in your life the things that truly need to be healed? When we do that work, my friends, the Middle East gets closer to peace. When we do that work. Your holiness, your divinity, the being that you are can do anything. It is all. And the really cool news is this: that applies to everyone. Now, don't go down that exception line. Take that list and toss it out. I got one. I have an exception list. I just know he's not holy. And I don't heal. And I don't forgive. And I add to the fray in the Middle East. Now, I'm supposed to be making you feel less responsible. No, I'm not. What I'm inviting you in is to dig in and understand what the attraction for any thought that separates you from knowing your divinity. Dig in. Just keep digging in and find that. I know a lot of people have been saying this for centuries. Centuries. We can heal the planet. I believe that. But it's got to start right here in Suite 103. We got to heal this. We got to know and be authentic. And when I have a bad week, I love a room that's safe enough for me to say so. Find that in your life. Find that in your life. Because that is the intention of the universe, is to ever support you with no opinion, but to support you in your next greatest expression. And that is true for everyone on the planet. So today I had this cute little thought about, I'll call it thought environment. That's clever. That's a lot of syllables. It's hard to put on a flyer too, by the way. But I thought that's what it is. It's a thought environment. My friend had a thought environment that then the presence of cancer dropped into. And it was either fertilized or it wasn't. Right? And then I got to digging around. I thought, that's not really new. There's not really a lot of new thoughts, I hate to tell you. It's really ancient wisdom, like Matt talked about in the song. It's ancient wisdom, and it's brash, and it's bold, and it's been around for a long time. But we like to call it new thought. And so I said, oh, so that's like what Deepak Chopra used to call the field, right? Or, it could be the realm. That's what the Fillmores called it. The realm of spirit. And that's wherever God is working to express itself. So what realm is that? So we're dropping thoughts into this realm, into this thought client, into this field, right? And we're dropping it in, and we're either nourishing it or we're not. Now, you can nourish it consciously, or you can nourish it unconsciously. I have some stories about that if you want to talk afterwards, what that looks like. And we will not heal the things that need to be healed if we work from there. The invitation is to always be stepping into the willingness to see, to experience. Or not. You can not do that. But I've got stories, I'm just telling you. It all exists in this realm in the world all the time. We don't create the cancers and the wars and the children that are mistreated and the sickness. We don't create that. What we do is we live in a living, breathing world. And if we will dig deep enough to find out what our attraction is on those things that take us away from our wholeness and our perfection, We will heal the planet. And every time you do that, you give permission to the people around you. You've heard me say that 1,000,000 times. So whatever the climate, whatever the field, whatever it is that we're going to call it, what are you putting in it? That's the question. What are you cultivating? What are you growing? Where are you putting your energy? And does it serve you, and does it serve this planet? You are responsible for the life experience you have. And at some point we have to say, and I'm responsible for what I put into this field of humanity. I am. And that means the conversation in the hallway. That means the text message. That means looking at the internet, watching the news. What thoughts are you holding, my friends? We can heal this planet starting there. We tend to want to say, I attracted that to me. After all possibilities are available to me to attract. Why? What's that attraction? And how about when you really, really got it right? When you attracted the perfect outcome? How about those? Those happen too. Ask yourself, what was the attraction there? How did I make that happen? Because I want to do that again. What can we put into our thought climate through our own innate wisdom? And whatever drops in there, ask this question. Does this align with the highest outcome for me and the planet? Does it? Does it align with the intention of finding our greatest expression? And it doesn't mean that we do nothing, but it also doesn't mean that we try to do everything right now without knowing what our guidance is. That would be ego. And it's the whirl of urgency that we get caught up in when divine guidance can happen in the whisper of an angel's wing, that fast. But it's that sense of urgency that we put upon these things that cause us to not stop and be present to the divine beings that we are and that we know everyone else to be. And it's easier said than done when my home is not being bombed. It's easier said than done when I'm not worrying about my children. It's easier said than done. And it's our work. I want you to take a breath. I don't know if anybody in the room is breathing right now. Let's take a breath. Come on. Do you feel the safety and the comfort of being in community? I want you to imagine what some of those communities, no matter what side they were on, and suddenly their community is so impacted and torn apart. There seems like there's no hope. And it's easy to see why it would feel that way. It feels that way to Ukraine and Russia. It feels that way in Africa. It feels that way wherever people and their divinity are being diminished. And it is ours to take the high road and hold the higher thought and keep knowing that we can heal this planet. That's pretty attractive to me, that thought. I'll take that one. Through our practices, our beliefs, our connections, we're always creating an environment. That's what we're doing. Where's the attraction? Does anybody know? Ask yourself that. When you feel yourself being pulled into an opinion or a decision or taken aside or whatever that might look like, ask yourself that. What's the attraction here? And how will we be blessed in this? And I love that line in that song that Matt and I wrote. And now is later, and what I know foretold. I attracted myself to everything I own. And that's a little secret to this whole attraction thing. It may come into your life. You may not have attracted it, but you still have the power to own it, to take it on, to embrace it or not. What's the attraction? Does it feed my soul? Does it lift the consciousness in my life and on this planet? What's the attraction? And then we just get to do it better. We just get to do it better. And sometimes it makes me a little sad that each of you don't get a microphone where you get to process these things. But I'll tell you this, I appreciate it. I appreciate feeling safe and knowing that we are of the mind of oneness and that we believe in peace. And we know that we have the power to impact outcomes. Thank you.
Put my glasses on, sorry. I'm so blind. There's a clock on the wall. It's doing what it does. It ain't slowing down. It ain't giving up. It don't discriminate. It treats us all the same. And the only guarantee is everything will change. So choose what you choose and get better, better, better every day. Well, it's a choice that we make. So do what you do and get better, better, better every day. When you give your love away, gets better every day. There's a voice in our heads. It's talking all the time. It's telling us to dream. It's telling us to shine. And in living day to day, life can test your faith. But if you believe in yourself, this world's a better place. So choose what you choose and get better, better, better every day. When you give your love away, do what you do and get better and better, better every day. And it's a choice that you make to get better every day. And it's not what you did the last time around. If you're standing still, you're losing ground. So do what you do and get better and better, better every day. It's a choice that you make. And do what you do and get better, better, better every day. When you give your love away, do what you do and get better, better, better every day. It's a choice that we make to get better every day. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to remind you that it is your financial generosity that keeps the music alive so that we can have live music. We appreciate that. And at this time, we will begin to prepare for our financial giving and the sharing of our abundance. And I just really want to say thank you again. Thanks for just letting me show up. I appreciate it. I want to remind you that this, is it Thursday? Tuesday, thank you. Tuesday, the third Tuesday of each month, we're going to start an open mic night, monthly poetry and open mic night. That'll be at 7 o'clock here. We thank Suzanne Frost for driving this. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, poetry, all kinds, music, readings. You know, share the fun, share your gift. Come and check it out. And even if you don't think you have anything to offer, being in the room is a gift to us. There will be, as I mentioned earlier, a prayer vigil on Tuesday, October 17th of this week here at the sanctuary. Of course, it's open to all. Join us as we hold all humanity in the healing light of harmony. There's also a potluck at Lev Shalom on Wednesday, October 18th. Go to our website and check that out. They're opening the synagogue to the community, and we are just going to break some bread and show people that we are holding them in our hearts. Do you appreciate the spiritual food you received today? So thank you for showing that through your giving and through your volunteerism. We appreciate it. And let's bring those baskets in. Look, we've got our lovely assistant again this morning. Woo-hoo-hoo. Emerson. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. It is time to share our abundance, and we will bless these baskets if you will repeat this with me. We are grateful for our abundance and celebrate it through our generosity. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So go forward, my children. There we are. And Matt, as you are ready, we'll just do a little more of Getting Real. That worked out to be a really good song today. And as you're comfortable, stand and join in this.
Let's get real, let's get right.
And we'll start
Push
to call
our
it a day.
fists to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our light. Let's get real, let's get right. Push our fists to the side. Let's get real, let's get right. Recognize our own light. Get right, get real, get right. Realize our light. Realize our light.
Love it. All right, here we go. Bring those baskets down here. Let's bless those babies. Think coats, think coats, think coats. We've got a winter coat drive, scarf, gloves, warm blankets. Come on now. We're going to give those out to the Flagstaff Shelter Services. Last year we broke over 235 pieces, so come on now. We can do that. I got lots bigger boxes I can bring. So as we bless these baskets, we say, thank you for these gifts. Thank you for this generosity. We are abundant, and so it is. And together we are affirming the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, and we're having a greeter lunch afterwards. Be sure and stay with that. Now check this out. As you're comfortable, we can sing this together. It is going to click on, right, Sam? You're going to help me out? There you go, buddy. Click, click, click. Maybe not. Here we go. Nope. Nope, nope. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. And so it is. Have a great week.